This is the morning gardening. Starting off with some grapevines. Just taking a quick tour. I like to do that at least 3-4 times a week to see how things are coming along in the garden. I see the cherries. I like to find out what pollinates this cherry, unless it's self-pollinating. Because this sucker here doesn't have anything around, but it produces cherries. And this, of course, is the grapevine. And then we have another grapevine here called Neptune. It's new to the garden, as you can see. The one I bought at Stock Brothers took off. I mean, it just really started growing. The one I bought at Growing Organic died as soon as it went in the ground. Been talking to him back and forth on the phone. It's just not a good experience. But you live and you learn. They still owe me a plant, a replacement for that one that died. And these big leaf plants here, each year they get bigger and bigger and take up more and more space. I'll find out what they are. If you know what they are, let me know. They just started on their own. I don't know what it is. I don't want to speculate. I see the plant that I accidentally cut off is coming back, which that being a kiwi. Be careful with your trimmers around these folks. It don't take no time to hack it off. That was a 2-year-old plant, so it's coming back, so that's a good deal. Plus, I think the hacking off probably helped it. It will help it to grow a better root system. This is the cherry tree. This one here is never fruited. That's why this year I'm getting a Stella. You know, that one is self-fruiting, so it helps the other cherry trees fruit. Everything looks good in here. None of the collard greens really came back from last year. It's got a couple plants maybe that came back. Like this whole row was filled with collard greens, and the carrots are doing good. Carrots are doing well. They're doing okay. I'll put it that way. I see a few of them, and there's some of the collard greens from last year and kale. So they self planting. They just coming back on their own. And I am so excited, folks. I am so excited. This right here is collard greens from last year, and there's some kale there. I mean, all they do is just come back once you put them in. But that's a good thing. So I'm gonna take a lot of this right here, use a weed whacker, get it down, because I don't dig in my soil. Everyone knows that knows me. I don't dig at all in my soil. I don't do it. It's just not something I like to practice. I don't knock those who do, but I don't dig in my soil. So I will weed whack it down, get it down to a very low level, put some compost on top, put the seeds underneath that, and let them do their thing. So that's how I'm going to do it this year, and last year and the year before that. This is the fruit tree. Now this apple tree here is going to be taken out. And I'll tell you why. Because I think what it is I bought it from a place called Summerstone Nursery. And a lot of the trees I bought from them were just crab apples. And these trees one's supposed to be a Fuji, and the other one's supposed to be a Honeycrisp, but they look identical. The bark is the same color and everything. So when I size that up with this tree here, this is a different tree from this one. And wait a minute, the bark looks the same. I guess the bark might change depending on what environment they're in, the color of the bark. So these are definitely the trees they're supposed to be. I've got those at Stock Brothers. And walking down here to the other trees. This is what you get now one tree did turn out real good. That's this one here. And you see it's If you can see it, I guess you can see it. Those are peaches. There's some there. I guess you might be able to see them, yeah. Now, these are supposed to be thinned, and I thinned them, but I keep, not wanting to throw all the peaches away, so, you know how that is. Now, this is a cherry tree. Hopefully, this came from the same place, which is Summerstone Nursery, but the leaves look identical to my other cherry tree, so I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. Over here is a bunch of weeds, but got them connected to over here where the trees are. Apple tree there, and they're about, I want to say about 3 feet apart from each other. There's another apple tree, and here's another apple tree, all within these weeds, but it's doing good. I'll tear that out this week because it's a big yard, and I doing the best I can. So there we go. And this tree here is about, I want to say about 10 feet tall, and it will be brought down after it fruits, of course, because I'm not going to cut away. The tree is got full of fruit. But this one here, it didn't bear any fruit this year. And this is a cherry tree. Excuse me, I keep saying cherry. I must be hungry for cherries. But this is a peach tree. And this peach tree here has not ever produced. It's about, I guess about 2-3 years old. And then we got over here, we got some cherries here. See, I said it again. This is a peach tree. And this is a Georgia. This is a Georgia. And my neighbor and I, see, we cut all this away. It was blocked in by the sun all last year. I mean, you couldn't get no sun down through here. So once he cut a lot of that back, the sun's getting in here real good this year. So it really put on some fruit this year. But I'm going to do some pruning to it to get it back in balance. But it's got beautiful pieces of fruit on it already. You can see well, they're close together, but it's only about 2-3 branches, and they got fruit on them. Well, you know what I mean. They got fruit on them. Okay, this is the Morning Gardener. Thank you very much.